Hello, before I start the video, I made this video and it was about 40 minutes long, a little too long to put together, so I had to split it up into two. Anyway, so this video is my first part of my journey to 100 subscribers. So it's going to end kind of abruptly, and then I'm going to make another video with the second half. So just warning you on that. So thank you for tuning in. Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. Speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And in this video, it's kind of a video to celebrate the fact that I just reached 100 subscribers yesterday, I believe it was. And just how excited and how grateful I am. And I wanted to do a video talking about my journey to making this YouTube channel and just how much it means to me to reach this milestone. Anyway, so I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about my backstory here on Jason the Old Millennial. Hello everybody, I hope everybody's doing good out there on this Saturday. Very, very hot Saturday here in Kansas, as it seems to be over everywhere in the world. Everybody else talks about it, so definitely all hitting this heat wave here. And so I want to do a kind of special video since I reached 100 subscribers, which to me was, I didn't know if I'd ever get to 100 subscribers, and the fact that I got to it was just amazing. I just very happy, excited that I got there in such a short fashion this last month too. I've been doing the channel for over a year. I can't remember exactly when, but I know it was over a year ago I started this YouTube channel. And of course, obviously started off very small with only a couple subscribers, which were my immediate family. And then some of the other YouTube people that I've been in contact with, started subscribing to me, and some of the closer friends I've made on YouTube. And then luckily it's just kind of been growing. I would say coming up to this year, like I got to about 32 subscribers, and I was on 32 subscribers for I feel like a couple months, 2 or 3 months. I feel like I was just never moving from 32 subscribers. I don't know. And some months ago, Rich Strickler, who I'm very grateful to, who's been very supportive of the channel, and has a great channel himself, and really hope he gets well. He's been not feeling well lately, and just really wish him good recovery. And he shouted my channel out, and that helped me so much. I went from 32 to 50 in a month or so, and then I was in 50 area until about this last month in July. I did a contest that I'm still doing until August 1st, and I did that contest, and I've gotten something like 13 people so far, I think, have entered the contest. And so it's been a huge help to me, because when they do the contest and they shout my channel out on their channels, my subscribers just really blossomed over this last month. I've gone from 50 to 100 subscribers in less than a month, and so I've doubled what took me over a year to get. I doubled in the last month, thanks to everybody's help there, and all of the friends I've made. Been so great, and I'm so thankful, so grateful to get to the 100 subscribers. To some of you who have over 1,000, 100, not that much, but to me it's a lot. It's more than I kind of expected to get on this channel, and it's been amazing. This last month has been, I would say, one of the best months in the last 2 years. It's been such a bright spot in my life. It's brought me a lot of joy. Not only getting subscribers and getting more comments, which I love, getting more people to watch my videos has been great. Even better than that, I've made so many friends in YouTube that I really cherish and enjoy talking to people, and I'm starting to do more collaborations with people, which is my ultimate goal with the channel, is to discuss movies with other people and music, and have those discussions is really fun, and I hope to do more of those in the future. But like a lot of people, it's been a rough 2 years. It's been a rough time in my life with the whole COVID pandemic hitting 2020, and I haven't had as bad as a lot of people, but definitely have felt the ramifications of what's happened. Uh, Luckily, I've never gotten COVID. My wife hasn't, so I'm very grateful. And God's blessed me and letting me not get sick. But I've known a lot of family. All my family's gotten it. A lot of friends have gotten it. They've all, luckily, all my family really has survived and gotten over COVID, which I'm very grateful for. I've had two friends die from COVID in the last 2 years, which has been very sad. Obviously, a lot sadder for those families, and a lot of families that have had people die. I mean, it's very sad. And so it's been dark, kind of dark 2 years. And so this channel's really been such a blessing to me and really helped me out during the dark times. And so I'm very grateful for the channel and for everybody supporting it. It's been great. Couldn't say more about it. I was doing a live stream yesterday, my second live stream, my first collaborative live stream with a guest, and I had Adam from What the Gym on there, and made a very good friend now. I consider a real good friend in YouTube. He has his own channel, and we talked about our 10 favorite superhero movies. We did a ranking. It was a little over 2 hours long. Really enjoyed it. I love talking about movies and superhero movies, and Adam's so great. Enjoyed getting to do that with him, and planning on doing more together in the future. I'm hoping like it's like once a month, maybe, I don't know, kind of thing is probably what I'm hoping for. And talking to other people about maybe collaborating, hopefully in the future anyway. So, but anyways, I was doing the live stream yesterday, and we weren't too far in the live stream, and I was talking about how I had only 97 subscribers, and I was like, man, I'm only almost to that 100. And then like a minute later, one of the people in the comments commented that I hit 100 right when I was in the middle of talking about a movie, and I saw it and I was like, I hit 100 already? Like I got 3 all of a sudden in that last minute, and it was Adam said that, yeah, I got it, because he looked up. I think his mom looked it up, and so you got my reaction on the live stream yesterday of like I couldn't believe it. Like, wow, I got 100. Like I didn't know it was going to happen that quickly, because I thought it was going to be another day or week before I was hoping to get to that if I got to it. Anyway, so I was very excited. I got to that yesterday. I didn't know if I'd ever get to it, because like I said, I was on 32. I feel like beginning this year, I was probably like on 32. And in the last 6 months, I went from 32 to 100. So when I had 32 for several months, I thought I'm never getting to 100. That's not really maybe a likable goal. When I got to 50, I was kind of excited. I got to 50. I was like, wow, 50 is something. I don't know if that's a major goal, but to me, it was like, wow, I got 50. That's more than I was expecting. I didn't think I'd ever get to that. And now I got to 100 all of a sudden within the last month. So, I mean, the channel's grown so much from the beginning of this year to now. Like I said, you know, more than doubled, you know, in the last 3 months, 2 months, whatever. So it's been great. And, you know, yeah, I love it to grow more, but I'm pretty happy just getting 100. It makes me very happy. And yeah, I love to, of course, meet more people and stuff like that. That's what I really like about the channel. But yeah, so I wanted to give a little bit of my journey to making the channel, kind of give you a backstory on myself, and why it means so much to me. I wanted to go back, well, I thought I'd kind of say, like maybe a lot of people that make these channels, of course, when I was a kid, huge movie fan, loved watching movies. I was watching movies all the time. Of course, as a little kid, it was mostly Disney movies, both animated and the live action. Loved. Also, I was watching a lot of classics with my parents. My parents were watching some old classic movies, I would call them. And I was watching some of these old classics with my mom and dad. And so I kind of learned to love the old classics too. And I still love a lot of the old classics. And so I thank them a lot for getting me into really liking the older movies and anyways, appreciating them. Anyways, and so I grew up just loving movies, watching them all the time. Also became a big Beatles fan when I was about 10 years old. That's kind of when me and my older sister kind of both became big Beatle fans. And my dad was a big Beatle fan back in the 60s. So it kind of really was a great, 3 of us, especially my dad and my older sister and me, really shared that passion for the Beatles. And so I was pretty obsessed with the Beatles from an early age until today. I'm still obsessed with the Beatles. And I'm really obsessed with like 60s style music and 70s style. I really enjoy that. So I've been a big fan of that, of the music genre. Anyway, so those are my two big passions kind of growing up, was movies and the Beatles, I would say. And yeah, and not only did I love watching movies, but I love reading movie reviews. I used to go online and read people's movie reviews, critics, and I used to watch Siskel and Ebert every, like, I think it's Saturday or Sunday. I would watch Siskel and Ebert and loved watching that. And then it became Ebert and Robert later on. I used to watch that. And I enjoyed getting to see what were the new movies and what they thought. And I love the whole idea of analyzing movies and being critic of them, and trying to analyze what's good about them, what's bad about them, why do I like it, why don't I like the movie. I enjoy that process. I've always enjoyed that, and giving my thoughts on movies to my friends. And when Facebook came around, I would write movie reviews and post them on Facebook, and I would say like my dream job would be to be a movie critic. When I was in high school, I was like, if I could be anything, I'd probably be a movie critic. I'd love to do that for a living, for like a newspaper, something, go watch movies and then write movie reviews. I feel like I could have been good at that. It seems like that was somewhat of a skill I thought I kind of had. So I was like, and I was passionate about. So I always thought that would be a fun job, to be a movie critic. Obviously, YouTube's come around and everybody can be a movie critic. So you don't really need movie critics as much, I think, as far as professional movie critics. They're still out there. They still have, of course, they have their own YouTube channels that are really big and do really well, or radio shows, I guess, and whatnot, and podcasts. And so it's a lot easier to be a movie critic nowadays, and there's so many of them, so many movie channels out there. But anyway, so yeah, very passionate about it. And also just the history of movies. I love watching documentaries and reading biographies of actors, old actors and actresses and directors, and just about the history of movies. I enjoy that a lot too. Anyway, so yeah, it's always been a very big passion of mine. I always thought I'd love to do something with that. Didn't think that would be like a possible job, of course, so I had to go do something else. But anyway, so about 15 years ago, when I kind of discovered podcasting for the first time, I used to have an iPod, and of course I was listening to music, but then I found out there was podcasts, which I didn't know about until I got the iPod, and I was like, what is this? And it's like, oh, it's people talking about subject matters that I enjoy, like movies. And so I used to, when I first got an iPod, I looked up, movie review podcasts, and subscribed to a bunch of those, and used to listen to those, and still do quite a bit. Enjoy listening to people discuss movies and talk about them, it's a very fun thing. Anyways, and it was interesting because I kind of realized that some of these people that do podcasts are just regular people like me that just have a passion for movies. And so you can create your own podcast, in your basement if you want to, which I didn't know. I thought these were like, professionals that spent lots of money or get paid to do it, but some of them are just passionate, and you can just do it yourself. And then when I found out, I was like, that'd be something cool to do my own podcast, my own movie review podcast, and movie news, and, and also, do the stuff that I do on this channel, ranking things and just talking about movies in general. Like, I'd love to do that. And so I kind of looked up like how to make my own podcast, and, I was of course living with my parents, and I used their computer, and they had like I went on GarageBand, and I bought like one of those headset things with the mic. Like I bought one, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I didn't have it. So I just like bought one of those headsets, went on GarageBand, and I, looked up how do you make a podcast, and I found out, how to record it on GarageBand, import it into Apple, and so anybody can make their own podcast. So it was really cool. And so I decided like I was going to do that, and I was very excited about it. It was like, man, this is something I've always wanted to do. And, I was very hopeful for it, make my own movie review podcast, whatever, or movie, whatever podcast. And so I did that, did my own podcast. And of course, I hate doing it by myself. I hate doing all these stuff by myself because it's weird just talking by yourself to a camera or to a microphone. I always wanted more people on. So I was always constantly, and I was in college still. And so I was constantly, going to my college friends and being like, hey, I got this podcast, let's go watch a movie and, come to my parents' house where I live. And we can record a podcast, you know. So I was always trying to recruit people to come over and do that, you know, in my church and at the church. And I was a youth group leader, so at youth group I'd talk to the other youth group leaders and other church people my age and be like, hey, come on my podcast and let's you know, do a review or talk about movies, whatever you want, you know. Of course, and I wanted people to listen to it too, so I was constantly plugging it to the people that I knew. And of course on Facebook, I was going on Facebook, you know, and just notifying all my friends and family, like, I got this podcast, you know, so watch it, you know, review it, whatever, give it a good review, give it a good star rating, and, you know, that'll help other people find it, you know. So I was constantly going around and be like, hey, and then when I would make a podcast, like, hey, I just, you know, a podcast episode just it just went down, whatever, and check it out, you know, and subscribe to my podcast, you know. So I was thinking, well, if I can get my friends and family to do that, and then hopefully somebody would come across my channel, my podcast, and see the good ratings and good reviews and would say, oh, this is doing pretty good, and maybe give it a listen. And of course, sometimes maybe they don't think I was very good. Maybe every once in a while I was hoping someone would go, oh, this is pretty good, and would keep listening to it, and somehow I'd kind of grow a little bit of subscribers, whatever, people listening to the podcast. And I always thought that would be very fun, the idea of people listening to my opinion, ideas on movies, which I thought I had pretty good opinions on them, so I thought I would hopefully be pretty good at it, hopefully not bad or terrible. Anyway, so I pursued that as a hobby. Of course, obviously I was going to school full-time, had a part-time job, and I was doing that as a hobby, I guess. And I was spending, you know, a fair amount of time into it, you know, doing research and obviously recording it and, you know, importing it, whatever, and doing all that stuff and trying to not advertise, but try to, you know, tell everybody about it. Anyway, so it was a passion I was really, you know, into, and I was really wanting it to go somewhere. And it came pretty apparent after about 3 months of doing the podcast that nobody was like listening to it. It didn't feel like I must have been able to look at and see who subscribed, and I wasn't getting a whole lot of subscribers to it or a whole lot of views. I wasn't getting a bunch of star ratings anyways. And to say, I felt very disappointed, and it was very heartbreaking, I think, at that time, when I felt like, man, my friends and family, outside my immediate family, who have been very great and supportive of that stuff that I do, like outside of my immediate family, like friends and everybody else I talked to, like nobody was supporting my hobby or supporting my podcast and trying to help me out. And it was very disheartening, because I was like, wow, I can't even get my friends or family to listen to me. Like, how am I going to get people that aren't my friends and family to listen to me? And I was thinking, I'm so terrible at this that my friends and family won't even support me. Like, I was very, it was very hard on me at the time, I would say. And like I said, disappointing, because I was looking so forward to doing the podcast and be able to do that. And I was planning on doing that for as long as I could. You know, and I don't know where it went. Maybe just a fun podcast, though. If I just would have had a fun podcast, and of course, like I said, if I could have gotten someone else to collaborate with, I think it could have been a lot of fun, because it'd been more back and forth discussion, which I think is a little funner to listen to than just one person talking. But I was hoping I'd get someone to maybe discover the channel, maybe want to collaborate, you know. And some of the people go on to get jobs, you know, with websites that do movie stuff. And so I was like, of course, that'd be like the ultimate goal. I didn't want to put my heights too high or my expectations too high that would happen. Of course, that in the back of my mind, I was like, that would be like a dream. Like somebody that has like a big website would hire me or something, you know, who knows? That's always the thing you think about. But anyways, but at least I thought it'd be a fun thing to do, you know, and enjoyment. But I was finding no joy in it, because I just felt like, man, nobody's listening to it. I'm putting all this effort into it and all this time into it, and just nobody cares about what I have to say. So I kind of quit after about 3 months of doing the podcast, you know. And anyway, so it was a hard time when that happened, and you know, definitely felt very low about myself and low self-esteem, and just like, man, I'm just no good at this, you know, thing that I really love doing. And I always had an itch to want to talk about movies, so it's like now that dream is gone. It was tough to have to quit that, but so I quit that, and that was, you know, and I thought that's it. That was my one chance to maybe do something I really liked doing. So I kind of gave up on that dream of like, ever doing, a podcast or something. And I didn't know about YouTube channels and stuff at that point. People doing YouTube stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so that went away.